me now, oh, look at me now, oh, look at me now. And me just tell you my life, where them used to go round me, go round. No one used to come round me. My life was so lonely. Look at me now, look at me now, look at me now. The blessing does a flow over. This a copia and a cover. Just so.
Hi, good evening. I'm going to hand you over to your host, Danae Mills.
Yes, I am here. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening. It is indeed a pleasure to be here this evening. Yes, hi, Keisha. And everyone can just join in with Keisha, Jade, and Mary. I'm seeing in the chat and just start to warm things up. Let's just get things started and kicking. I must say once again, it's indeed my pleasure to be here this evening amongst you all. Even though it's on a different platform, we're here, everybody at their own convenient space, in a safe place, you know, within homes, wherever it may be. Just feel comfortable, just feel relaxed, and know that this evening will be one of the most beautiful, one of the most wonderful program, one of the most wonderful thing that you can ever be involved in. Okay, and I must extend warm welcome to each and every person here. And of course, best wishes comes from the Commuting Students Office. And I want you all to just take a minute, as we're all active in the chat, to just take a minute and send in the chat one word that describes how you're feeling about this new academic year, your second year at that too. So just take your time to just send one word that describes how you're feeling about this new academic year. Are you feeling happy, anxious, excited? I see Jada's feeling a bit nervous, hopeful. That's really great. Keep the optimism up. Anxiety, that's okay. That's the norm. As I see I see anxious again. Yes, that's okay. Discipline, that's really good. So a little bit about me. I am Miss Clarendon Festival Queen. I'm also a JNWay ambassador. And guess what? Best of all, I am a recent mentee of this same program, the STEP program, second year transformational experience program. So you know I'm here to relate to you all, and I must take this opportunity to say you're part of a great, a wonderful initiative. I must say a changing initiative for your academic journey, okay? So just keep them coming, and once again, happy to have each and every person here. I am now going to just get into a wonderful segment of this program as I introduce our speaker, Ms. Shauna Chen. I will be reading a bio about her as I introduce her. So where Peter is feeling anxious, that's okay. Shauna Chen is a registered trademark in Jamaica and the United States of America. Used to identify actress and goodwill ambassador Shauna Chen, who uses her professional training as a U.S. Army trained nurse and her notary as an actress to augment her humanitarian efforts and raise awareness to various causes. She's most known for her guest starring role on Jamaica's longest running soap opera, The Blackbirds of Royal Palm Estate, the Festival de Cannes award-winning film, Choices, and NBC's hit show, Criminal Minds. The Gulf War veteran gained first-class honors with a mark of distinction for work of special merit in the U.S. Army, where she served 8 years as a reservist and gained the rank of specialist promotable before receiving an honorable discharge. Simultaneously, she achieved 2 baccalaureate degrees, one in health administration, receiving the President's Award for Academic Excellence, and a second in nursing in an advanced second degree program before transitioning into an acting career. The international guest actress began leading her voice and image to various causes, such as human rights violations awareness, breast cancer awareness, education advancement, HIV awareness, human trafficking victim support, and the support of orphanage around the world, just to name a few. She became prominently known as an avid global humanitarian and was appointed as Goodwill Ambassador for the National Association of Jamaican and Supportive Organizations, NAJASO, and as the United Nations Association of Jamaica Ambassador. She recently serves as the Vice Chair and USA West and Midwest Representative on the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council, an initiative out of Jamaica's Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade to strengthen the relationship between Jamaica and its diaspora. The actress currently lives in Los Angeles, California, and often lends her support to the Consulate of Jamaica, Los Angeles, where she assists Jamaicans with immigration concerns, often visiting with nationals pending removal and helps to prevent deportation. Ladies and gentlemen, pleased to make warm welcome and greetings on this platform, taking center stage, Miss Shauna Chin.
Thank you, Danae. I laugh. I was laughing while you were reading my bio because it's so funny when you hear someone read what you've done and you're thinking, yeah. Oh yeah, that happened. And so some of the things I didn't even remember. And when you said them, I just had to chuckle to myself to say, it's just funny when you hear back the things that you've done, because in your brain, or at least in my brain, I'm thinking there's so much more to do. There's so much that I can do. And I feel so behind all the time. Like I'm always, I see in the chat a lot of people say, oh, I'm nervous. When you asked about, what their feelings were for starting school, a lot of people were saying, their, anxiety and nervousness was the top thing. And I laughed to myself because that never changes, right? That never changes. It's always an anxiety about what you're going to do next, And so it's just, it was pretty funny to me listening to you read that bio. Thank you very much. For Coordinator Angelique Johnson, thank you for having me. And for Community Students Advisor, Carisha Larmond, and to our MC and our lovely host, Miss Danae Mills. And for Community Advisor, which I am gonna just say I love because that's my nephew, Shamar Watson. Thank you for having me. And to everyone who are the community, the Pelicans who are commuting, thank you very much for having me and, staying here to listen to me. I understand that the theme for Step Out for 2021 is accepting the things that you cannot change while seeking opportunities to excel. And the first thing, as I was sitting here, for the past couple of weeks, I was, trying to think about what am I going to say? And I just started listening, hearing a lot of the buzzwords that people say, even, in music. Jay-Z, he talks about the blueprint. Like his whole album was called Blueprint, right? People have these buzzwords when they, even the theme, Step Out for 2021. People say be a boss. All of these buzzwords, and all of these have the same root into what your theme and what you guys are, practicing right now, which is understanding and accepting the things that you cannot change. There is a powerful saying I heard it from Maya Angelou, but I'm not sure if she's the one who credited it or she repeated it. But one of the things she was talking about is, when things happen to you, it's how you respond to it. And that's how I want to advise you to move into this world, because things are going to happen, right? I can use other words to say it, right? But things happen and they come at you fast when life is happening. Like I was telling Danae when she was reading my bio, half of the things sometimes she was saying, I was laughing because I'm like, oh yeah, that happened. I didn't do that. Life comes so fast at you. Some of the things you do, you remember, some of the things you don't. And, it's just, preparation is the number one key, is what I can say. All of those things that I did absolutely weren't handed. I literally planned all of that. I sat one day and I literally wrote, what was Shauna Chin about? What was she about? And, I say this to people all the time, that in order for you to fix your blueprint, in order for you to know where it is that you're going, in order for you to step out, you have to plan it ahead of time. So where you are right now, you want to know what's going to happen to you in 10 years. There's a huge thing when, people are hiring and they have it on, or even in school, they have these, questions. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? These are all triggers to get you to know, okay, I need a plan for what's going to happen to me in my 10 years. For me, one of the biggest things when you're talking about, Danae, you're talking about the Blackburns of Royal Palm Estate. I was living in Los Angeles at the time when I landed that role. And I tell people all the time, and I laugh and I say, Lenny Littlewhite, who's the director, he told me no at least 6 times. He told me no. He kept telling me no. He kept telling me no because I was living in the States. He was like, how is that going to work? You're so far away. He told me no because they had another popular entertainer at the time. I won't say her name because she's really popular, but they wanted her for that particular role that I was in. It just wasn't working. And they're like, yeah, no, we're going to go with her. And something happened where she, her projects just was conflicting and she couldn't do it. And so he ended up circling back and saying, all right, you ready? And because I had already planned, because I'd already put myself in a position where, okay, I know that this is what I want. I know I already knew how I was going to go back and forth from LA to Jamaica to shoot. All of that planning had already been in. So when he said yes, finally, I was actually ready. Same thing with Criminal Minds. A lot of people, CBS is a huge platform here in the US and, in Jamaica as well. CBS and Criminal Minds, for everybody know Criminal Minds, right? For me to get that role, I literally had to plan, because one of the things is, as a Jamaican, my accent is so thick, I can't get away from that. So, and here on TV, you don't really hear a lot of people with thick accent. I had to accept that I can't change. I can't change it. There's sometimes when there's a old clip of mine, and I heard myself speak, and it was so, where that tongue that come from? Where that go? Is what I said to myself. I was like, oh my, and every time I hear it, I cringe to myself. Every single time I hear that video clip of mine, I cringe, because it sounds nothing like me and my authentic self and what I sound like. I had to accept that. I had to accept that I sound different. I had to accept that I was taller. So even on screen, when I work, a lot of times I am the girlfriend. Sometimes, luckily in Blackburns, Adam was super taller than I am, so it worked, right? But there's a lot of times when you are the love interest, and you see this short little man come stand up beside you, and it just looks so odd, and so you don't get that role because you're like, yeah, you don't really fit. Many times I've had people to have to stand on a stool when they're shooting a scene with me. Some of those things don't work. You have to accept I'm tall, I'm kind of fattish, and that's just me, I talk funny. Yeah, I talk, and I shouldn't even say talk funny. I have an accent, and that's fine, right? The Jamaican accent is one of the most rhythmic on this planet, right? And I have to accept that. And what you do then in accepting the things that you cannot change is you know how to roll with the punches, you know how to move with the flow. So what I did is I said, okay, well, let me go and find my tribe. Who is looking for me, right? Who is looking for Black entertainment, right? Who gets it that we have accents? Who gets it? And so that is what I want to make sure that I impart on you guys today is, planning ahead for your life. One of the recent things in media lately, they have a huge fodder for talking about my trademark and brand confusion that I have. And a lot of people are thinking, who trademarks their name, right? How should enough so? And really, it's really not about, it really is about planning. I already knew back then in 2010 when I decided, all right, I'm going to do acting for a living. This is what I'm going to do. I literally sat down and said, okay, how am I going to set myself apart in the next 10 years? I know that I'm going to have to be, I'm going to have to brand myself. And a part of branding was trademarking, right? That's what I want to say today. I'm known for very short speeches. I don't want to take up much of your time. But I just want to find out from a lot of you in the chat, like, where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? What are your goals? Like, what are some of the things that you want to do? And, luckily, there's only a few of us here today, and we can just open up the platform, if that's okay with Danae, and just let us talk it through. A lot of these people who you see online here with you, these are going to be the people who you have to network with later in life. These are going to be your all of you are the future leaders. I remember in high school, I went to high school with Sharon Schroeder, right? And Sharon is pretty much the lead over at Digicel Rising Stars. She's in the entertainment and TV space as a producer behind the scenes. So as an actor, I ended up having to work with Sharon and go to Sharon, right? Because me and Sharon come from high school, I know I network with Sharon. We have a good relationship, and it puts me in a better position to have Sharon say yes to me, right? Minister Floyd Green. Floyd is the minister now of commerce. It is, right? I remember when Floyd and I were kids, and he was the president of G2K at the time, Generation 2000, which is the youth arm of the JLP. Floyd was the president, and I was at the time the Goodwill Ambassador for NAJASA, which is an organization here within the diaspora. Now Floyd is the minister, right, for commerce. Now I am the vice chair for the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council, which is the council that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs set up specifically for engaging with the diaspora. So I laugh and I said to myself, the other day I was looking at a picture of myself and Floyd, and we were so young and we were engaged in this deep conversation. I thought, whoa, we couldn't have even known back then where our lives and our yes, agriculture and fishery. Thank you, Simone. One of the things is when you're in the middle of making your history, when you're in the middle of making your plan, you can't see it that you're going to make such a huge impact in this world if you really just put your mind to it, because we're all here destined for greatness, each of us. There's nobody on this earth that's not put here not to be great, right? We just have to tap into that potential. And how we tap into that potential is by planning to excel and making sure that when these things happen, when life throws these, things at us, we just accept them and we move on and we figure out, okay, how can I make this work for me, right? Example, you guys live in Jamaica. A lot of times I hear people say, I'm so limited because when I get done with school, what am I going to do? What's going to be available to me? The entire world is opening. The entire world is opening. Now, Amazon has opened it where you can have an actual shop on Amazon, but you're living in Jamaica, right? They've opened up trade to allow us to participate on that platform. There are persons who are in Jamaica who have online stores, and on their online stores, they need delivery, right? Yes, Knutsford Express exists, but someone sitting in this room today can buy a one truck and start the deliveries. All of these people who are online, when you're on social media is the way right now, right? When you're on social media, some of the things that you can be looking for in order to plan your way and pave your way ahead is, okay, who have their stores? Sending them a DM. The perfect time to DM a person is when their follower count isn't low and they're not engaging with so many people. It's most likely that they're going to see you when you talk to them, right? You send them a DM and you say, hey, I see you have an online store, maybe I look at one truck, maybe can I do all your deliveries for you, right? And pretty soon, 10 years from now, you're the next Knutsford Express. A lot of people, you know, they shy away from starting at the bottom. They shy away from starting small. And that's where the beauty is in starting in that first instep. You know, you can look back and you say, man, you remember when me used to have one truck, you know, and now look at this, right? That is the beauty of it. But it doesn't happen overnight. It happens in 5-year spans, in 10-year spans. And we have to plan for that, right? That is what I'd like to say today. And if Danae thinks that it's okay, we can open up the platform and we can just talk about how to actually put these things in plans. If someone is bold enough to talk about what their future plans are, and we can just talk about how to actually put that into a plan to exceed.
Definitely. I really do support that. And if you have any questions, just shout your questions in the chat. You can raise your hand if you feel to, you know, speak over the mic, but just take this opportunity. It's a very great opportunity to learn from Miss Chin herself. So if you have any questions you want to ask, and as she said, just to open up and to share, you know, she asked where you see yourself in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, and just to speak as well. So just keep the questions coming, just send them out in the chat. We have persons on Facebook as well. I'm tracking. And if you have any questions, just ask.
Well, I do have one person on YouTube, and that person says I see myself as a leading consultant in the region in the field of disaster management. So they're actually typing.
That's amazing, right? Because, you know, one of the things is, you know, people think that, you know, in order to exceed or excel, you know, you have to be in something that's popular. Disaster management and disaster preparedness, that's something that is I'm sure there's a huge market for consultants. Because why? Because it's the road less trod, right? Especially even in one of the things so Danae said it, but I don't know if anyone really understood what it means, right? So the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade in Jamaica, they recently tried to figure out, okay, how can we tap into the diaspora? How can we harness the intellectual property, the financial resources, and other resources that are available to the diaspora? How can we get that to help Jamaica, right? And so they created this council called the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council. In all the large regions, so US, UK, Canada, they held elections so that people could decide who they wanted to sit on the council, right? And then in the other regions, they appointed persons. I was elected here in the US West, and when all of us got together, then I additionally got elected as the vice chair for the council, right? I say all of that to say, on the council, one of the appointed members, because there are different sectors as well based on their expertise. And one of them, her name is Mrs. Elizabeth Mullings, right? And Elizabeth is an engineer, but her expertise is what you just said, disaster preparedness. She talks about development planning, right? So when recently in Jamaica, we had all these we had heavy rains, we had major heavy rains, and houses were being washed away, right? And so we had to lean upon Elizabeth's expertise in development and disaster planning, and she was advising the council on just various different things from planning and building, and how do we fix this, right? And so what I say to the YouTube user is, persons are going to pay you for that, and they're going to pay you handsomely. Not only are they going to pay you handsomely, they're going to seek you out for leadership positions, because you are in a position now to help sustainability for the communities, right, in disaster preparedness. So that's a great road that you're paving for yourself, and I'm looking forward to the next 10 years. Somehow you find me and you say, hey, I did this and I'm a consultant for this. That's going to make me feel really happy.
Wonderfully said. So we have some comments, and I'm seeing some hands being raised in the chat here before I head over to Rashid Senior. Joshua Harvey said, landing a good job, setting up a family, and self-actualizing. And that's really great. And I just now want to introduce Rashid. You can go ahead, turn your mic, and then we'll head over to Glacier, and then I'll share some more comments and questions.
Okay.
Good afternoon. No, is it afternoon? It's evening. Good evening.
Good afternoon. Hi, Mr. Rashid.
I'm second year computer science student, and to say 10 years, I'm not so, I can't really put my finger on what a 10-year goal is like, but I'm aiming for the 5-year goal. I think I have that one in more concrete terms. So what I am aiming for, and it's since COVID, it has put an impetus on the whole ICT sector. That's where my interest is, because I see where Jamaica has the potential to go digital, so to speak. We'll look on what's happening with even us as students now at all levels. They're becoming more included in the digital space. So
absolutely,
I've been thinking, how can I, whether it is an online business or, as you said earlier, as perhaps deliveries or whatever it is along that line. So I've been asking around for internships and things like that at data science companies and the like out here, but I'm still not so sure as the exact plan as yet. But that's the direction I am heading. I want to see if I can get something concretized before leaving UWI. So by the time I am out, so to speak, I can hit the ground running.
Absolutely, absolutely. You said computer science.
Yes.
It's so very interesting, because I thought that's what you said, but based on the content of what you followed up to say, I was like, is he saying what I think he said? Because in my brain, you are the person that everyone is seeking right now. You can literally make your mark. So I tell you this, right? So you know that I love to give examples and real life talking, right? Because, people can just say some general things and you're like, okay, whatever, right? But specifically, there is... I was talking earlier, I don't know if how late you joined or how early you joined the chat, but I was talking about one of my acting roles that I was laboring over the fact that sometimes I'm fat.
Yes, I heard.
What I didn't say is that I'm too lazy to figure out how to lose it. Right? I'm too tired. Honestly, I love to eat. Well, I'm Jamaican. I love eat bread. I love eat rice. They go kill me to put me on a diet, right? So one of the things, and I do so much that exercising is just really crazy. So in my background as a nurse, I figured, all right, Shana, come, put your head together. You go figure it out. And I thought about ways in which to lose weight easily, right? Without having to go on with all of them antics, right?
Mhm.
And I thought I figured it out. But in order to tell people what I figured out, I needed, like, I had the branding piece down pat, right? It's like,
Mhm.
all right, I called it Lazy Gym Friends, right?
All
And I
right.
said, all right, but how am I now going to have people come on board and join this Lazy Gym Friends group, right? And so
Okay.
I decided what I need is an app. Rashid,
Mm-hmm.
I must see $5 million they charge me for the app.
Wow.
So much. And I thought to myself, if I could just figure out the computer of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of do something makeshift, I could start small. But it's so difficult. I say all of that to say, people are going to pay you, as evidenced by the fact that I was in the market for trying to find someone with a computer mind to be able to assist me to move forward. There are many persons who need that service. I was talking earlier about the truck delivery with Amazon and people who are in online space and, getting that. Your expertise in computers, you can reach out to that person and say, you know what? You have an online store. I can create your website for you, right? You are also, you know what? There is one of the things that I found out while I was trying to figure out my app situation. There is a thing called Apps Without Code. And Apps Without Code, what she was, and if you go and research it, you can see enough money she charge feed, right? And so what she was doing is, what's her name? Jesus.
I'll check it out.
It will come up. And what she does is she teaches people who are illiterate in the computer science area how to navigate the online space, how to create your website, how to create your app, what are different platforms that are available, right? There was one she talked about, Mighty Networks. There was one, there's so many things that people are coming out with now because they understand that people aren't computer savvy, but they need the computer because this is the way of the world, right? I for the longest time decided that I wanted this app, and for the longest time every single consultant costs an arm and a leg. Rashid, you can do voila, the money right now. You just, yes, Anwar, she's Tara Reid. Yes, exactly.
Thanks for the name.
Someone in the chat, I just saw one of the chat pop up, and Anwar said, is she Tara Reid? Exactly. Tara, I purchased a course from Tara to teach me how to create an app without having a computer brain. There's also, Rashid, you want to probably network with Kenya Mattis. She's in Jamaica, and she has a, I think her Instagram is at ListenMe, ListenMi, ListenMe. And I think she has her personal at Kenya Mattis. But anyway, Kenya does exactly what you do, right? And she creates, any animation and computer. She's my go-to person.
Okay.
And when you hear Kenya prices, you can't go and things and nothing. I'm from Montego Bay, right? I always sound everybody in Kingston. I know you Kingston folks always laugh at us that we sound very country, right?
Very.
And one of the things we say all the time is pian pian, meaning small. And nothing pian pian, Kenya go on it, right? So believe me, there's a huge demand for you, Rashid, and I wish you would come off of my phone right now because you have no problems. Zero problems in this world right now because the world is at your feet because the entire world is going digital.
All right. Thank you, Miss Chin. Could you just repeat that name again for me, Kenya, the last name?
good luck to you. Kenya Mattis, Mattis is her last name.
Thank you very much. Appreciated.
You're very welcome. Good luck
Thank
to
you
you.
so much, Rashid, for sharing. We have in the chat here Melissa Porter, who says that she wants to become a medical doctor, founder of a charity organization, and married with 2 kids.
Oh, I love it.
For Melissa, right? I have Glacia Richardson who wishes to share. You can go ahead.
Congratulations to you, Melissa. One of the things Danae would have said in my bio is that I am a registered nurse. Before I went into this whole acting thing, the military trained me as a nurse. And so I love my healthcare people. Like, I have a huge soft spot. Actually, today on Instagram, my very post today was in my nursing uniform because I was addressing something about the vaccines, and I was talking about, so the photo I used was about medicine. So I love my healthcare people, like, big up to, it's especially being on the ground with, what's happening with this pandemic. I cannot emphasize enough how I am just so proud of each and every one of you. So good luck to you, Melissa.
Definitely. She must feel warm at heart now. Glacia, you can go ahead.
Good evening, all.
Hi, Glacia.
I'm currently pursuing a biomedical engineering degree at the University of West Indies. Where I see myself in the next 10 years, I really want to have my PhD in clinical engineering. And I would like to open a research and supplies company in Jamaica where I can employ fellow engineers to go into our hospitals and evaluate medical equipment and or be able to sell these equipment at a reasonable rate so our healthcare system could be improved when it comes to not having enough medical equipment for certain areas.
That's impressive. Everybody, I don't want to friend up Glacia because Glacia and Rashid, them are going to have the money. I think that is incredible. One of the things is there is a young lady, I need to really remember Kizzy's last name. She's a scientist, and she, in her background, similar to Glacia's, she works for the NIH in the United States, and they were responsible for creating the Moderna vaccine. And Kizzy, who is in her 30s, she barely hit 40, and she was the head of the team that created the Moderna vaccine. A young Black girl, looks like me and you sit down right here. So, and she's credited for that in the middle of this pandemic craze, right? And she's leading that forefront. So Glacia, you're ahead of you in your space, because the thing about it is there's always going to be healthcare technology that's needed. As we grow in the world, I was telling Rashid how he's in a great space because the world is becoming digital, including healthcare, right? There is, in the beginning of the pandemic, there was a group of students, I just don't remember the name of the company that they'd started, but Prime Minister Holness had them visit his office, and they were creating these 3D imprints of ventilators because we were short, right? And so they were, showing him what their ideas and what their creations were. So I say all of that to say, Glacia, that the world is ahead of you as well. You can pretty much pick and choose, and in your specialty, because it's such a small niche, you are able to create, a huge space for yourself. And remember, when you're talking about, creating your next 10 years, you want to think as big as possible, right? You want to think as big as possible. You can, if you figure out the recipe, Glacia, you can bring that to Barbados. You can bring that to all the other Caribbean islands. You can then, because you said that, a PhD is what you're working on, PhD is heavily research based, right? In order to translate the science of evidence, a huge portion of translation of the science is by, publishing your work, right? If you, not if, when you break that code, Glacia, you then, publish your work, people are going to come and find you. People are going to seek you out for you to partner with them to be able to help them further technology in the healthcare space. So that's if you never hear anything that I say today, one of the main things I want you to leave away with this is you want to think so big. You want to think trademarking your name, right? Because believe me, there's going to come a time when, at the time when I trademarked my name, I wouldn't have thought for the. I was like a little me. I'm from Mobi and I can't even count. You understand what I'm saying? But I said no. I'm going to plan for that success. I'm going to plan for it. 5 years later, I ended up needing to defend that trademark, right? You never know, Glacia. You just don't know where you're going to be. Once you put that plan into place and you start working towards it, you're going to see so many doors open up to you. It's like when you go and you click on social media and you click a blue truck. The minute you click that blue truck, you don't stop seeing advertisements and stuff coming up for blue trucks, right? That's the same thing. When you start putting your plan into place, the universe is going to come and find you, Glacia.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Good luck to you.
Some really good takeaways. And we have Samoy Bromley as well. You can go ahead and share Samoy, and then I will get into the chat. I'm seeing a lot of questions and a lot of comments, and it's really good that we're being interactive. And it means that some gems are really dropping this evening, So Samoy, you can go ahead and share yours.
Hi, good evening, everyone. The name is Samoy Bromley, not Bromley.
Hi, Samoy.
Right.
You made a comment earlier, and I think I messed up your name. I think you were the one who mentioned Floyd's.
Yeah, he went to Monroe. I went to Hampton. He was ahead of me. So
nice.
So that's how comes I kind of familiar with him. He was ahead of me when I was in a lower form when he was in sixth form at Monroe. Anyhow, well, currently I'm a teacher, I'm a farmer, and sometimes you're dreams denied does not mean that dreams will not be realized. I have failed my bid to get the shaving scholarship this year, but my future plan is to obtain a master's in agricultural science and rural development. And I somehow want to do something in sustainable development and planning for climate change to make a difference in the rural country area. So creating an impact, because we have to eat. Food is a must. But the way we do it, we have to do it in a sustainable way. So I'm looking into the fact that somehow along the line, I will be able to complete my master's and PhD in agricultural science and put some research into how can we ensure that we feed the population of the world while not damaging the environment, as well as to stem or alleviate the problem that is being caused by climate change. Yeah, I was accepted to do the master's in agriculture and rural development at University of East Anglia. However, due to cash shortage, I was not able to pursue that. I had to, defer. But I'm still hoping and holding on to that beacon of hope that yes, I will be able to go further and study something in agriculture. I am a farmer, as I said. I plant pineapples and papayas. I raise chickens. I raise goats. And yes, I am a teacher.
I
Right now,
love it.
I'm doing a master's now at UWI in teacher education, teacher development, my final year. So that's what my dreams, looking forward to the next, say, 5 to 6 years. I should be able to do that master's program and start the PhD program, because I must make a difference in Jamaica and the small islands, because we're the one that is most impacted by climate change. So we have to engage in sustainable development. So that's
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. I love it. One of my favorite aunts, I call her Aunt Norma, but her name is Evelyn. I don't know, Jamaica, we always have to have a pet name, right? But her name is Evelyn Tugwell. And Aunt Norma was a teacher and a principal, and her husband, their family, they are heavily into farming as well. So what you're saying, Samoy, it's not, when I say that I love it, I really do mean that, it's something, it's a it's a template that I am very familiar with, that it's actually very endearing to me. One of the things that, when you talk about with climate change, the same young lady, I don't know if you were on the call before when I was talking about the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council, but this young lady who I told you that sits on it, on the development sector, Elizabeth Mulling-Smith, she talks about, that's one of the things that she talks about as well, is climate change. So your expertise in that area will put you in rooms where actual countries are trying to figure out climate change and the sustainable developmental goals of the United Nations, right? Recently, I saw in the Observer, in the Jamaica Observer paper, former Prime Minister PJ Patterson, and he was talking about the African Summit. There was a first Caribbean African Summit that took place. Kenya hosted it. It was an online webinar. And, a lot of that they were talking about dealt around climate change and sustainability. So it looked like today they put all of the bright people in. In this chat, and everybody who literally is about to change the world, they pack up all out and put it in this chat today, because and that's why I'm giving specific examples in what I'm saying, because I don't want to keep repeating and you're saying, oh, she's just saying, oh, that's gonna do well in the future or whatever. I'm telling you, I'm literally telling you the truth. The entire world, especially in Africa, everyone is trying to figure out sustainability and climate change. It's a huge thing for the for countries, the United Nations. It's a huge platform that everyone, once you are in that space, you as a consultant will thrive in that area. What I hear is, being a teacher, being a farmer, all of those lead to your expertise and gives you credibility in your space. But sometimes, Samoy, what happens is, you have to make sure you have your plan and your blueprint sit, like you actually literally sit, map out your strategy and what you're going to do and where you're going to go, because distractions can come very quickly. And sometimes you're more of a teacher, sometimes you're more of a farmer. What you want to do is have an actual plan in place, so that way you can make sure that they're complementing each other as you grow.
Yes, thanks so much. Because as I said, my when I look at it, the population of the world is growing, and regardless of the rumors or the things that we want to say that, okay, they're trying to come up with a vaccine or COVID to reduce the population and all of that. Even if the population is reduced, we have to eat. And in order to eat, we must sustain what we have now for the future. And, keeping in line with the SDG, the goals of UN, SDG goal for UNA. I think when we look at it, we have to keep planning ahead how to preserve what we have while feeding the population.
Absolutely. And for everybody on the call, when she's talking about these SDG goals or the Sustainable Developmental Goals, these are, goals that the United Nations has, set out to say for the entire world, this is what we're all gearing towards. And countries use this as their blueprint in how to move forward. Even the council that I was talking about, the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council that I sit on, we are guided by these same SDG goals that she's talking about in order for us to know, okay, how do we harness the power of the diaspora in leading towards Jamaica's vision of these SDG goals? So somewhere you're on the right track, absolutely. Sit and make your plan. There's a a lot of people laugh when I say this, but it's true. When I decided to move from nursing into entertainment, oh my gosh, I wish I should have known that I would have mentioned it today and I should have brought it out. But I have a book. And when you see it, you're gonna laugh. I have little booklets all the time. Every time I see a book, I buy it, right? But in that book, I literally sat down and I didn't know at the time what a business plan was. I'm a nurse. What do I know about? I know about medicine and blood. I don't know about business, right? And so I sat there and I Googled how to create a business plan. And Google tell me, that I need this, I needed this, I needed marketing, I needed this. Like it literally gave me the template for a business plan. And I sat and I wrote down, what does that look like for Shauna Chin? What does that look like? Right? And I'm telling you, Samoy, to do that, sit down and write down an actual business plan. How do you see your end goal of getting to these in a space where you're moving towards the Sustainable Developmental Goals and you are one of the key drivers of that space? Sit, Google the template for the business plan and write in every single step of the way. It don't have to fit now. And you don't have to see the money now. Just write it. Because believe me, once you start moving towards that blueprint and once you start moving towards that plan, you'll see it start putting, and falling into place. And it doesn't have to fall into place in 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 years, but as long as you're moving towards that goal, you're going to feel so enriched in your plan because you're going to literally see it unfold in front of your eyes.
I really do share the same sentiment with you. It takes a lot of planning and a lot of research, and it takes a lot about knowing about yourself as well and what really suits you. And I'm seeing a lot of persons here from the STEM community, a lot of persons here who have their head on right. They do know what it is that they want in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years. And even if it is that you're not sure as yet, a lot of what Ms. Chin has been sharing is just a plan. It's good to put pen to paper. It's good to write things down. It's good to have something just in case. I'm seeing where persons are sharing that they see themselves in marketing and in online business. Some more, once again, shared her plans in pursuing a master's in the chat. A lot of persons just sharing where they see themselves. I see Maria saying that she sees herself as a biologist and an entrepreneur. All right. A lot of wonderful things and a lot of purpose.
Can I say one thing, Danae? For persons who don't know what their next 5 years is, what their next 10 years is. I literally just did a video on that last night. I just need to upload it, right? But one of the key things that I kept saying is you don't even have to see it now, you don't have to see your 5-year goal now. What you just have to do is know that 5 years is coming. No, I mean, yes, things can happen, knock on wood, and we're not here anymore, but 5 years is coming. One thing we know about time and taxes, it's always on time, right? So if I know 5 years is going to be here shortly, let me start writing down. I don't know what it is that I want to do yet, but let me start writing down and start marking off the things that I don't want to do. So in the yellow pages is a perfect place to start, going from A to Z, right? And just marking off, nope, don't want to do that, don't want to do that, don't want to do that. And then once you start narrowing down the things that you don't want to do or you don't like to do, like my mother, right? My mother is a teacher. And when we migrated, she got the opportunity to, do something different because, at the time, the US, the school that we were going to did not accept her credits. And so talking about accepting the things you cannot change, but putting in, ways, still for you to move forward and, succeed. She was like, okay, I can't change it. They are not going to accept these teacher credits from Jamaica. So I have to go back to school, right? And I remember my sister and I sitting on saying, okay, mommy, what do you want to do? And she's like, I want to do teaching. And we're like, you want to go back and do that again? You just like, you have the opportunity to do anything else. And she was like, no, I want to do teaching. So I say all of that to say, when you start narrowing down the things that you don't want to do, the things that you do want to do are going to become so much clearer, right? So that's my advice.
Wonderful. Trust me, really great advice. Thank you so much. And before we go any further, I just want us to take a minute as we enter this entertainment aspect of this evening. We just want to take a minute to just relax and to just take in all that you've said as we make welcome for our entertainer, Darren Mitchell. Just make it welcome in the chat. And then we just enjoy and reflect on all that was shared by Miss Chain. Really, really wonderful points and great advice. Darren Mitchell.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. Thank you so much for this invitation. It has been a beautiful evening, and Shauna, it's so inspiring. Thank you. I'm being encouraged too. So thank you so much for sharing your life and encouraging all these students, and it's lovely to hear. And also, I'm just want to big you up because I'm a fellow Montegonian. Big up yourself. Yeah. So,
I love it. Where in
yes.
Montego are you from?
I can't tell you because I don't know. I live all over.
That's funny. How are you going to rep Montego Bay? You don't know where you come from. No, sir.
All over. All right. I can say that I am from Queen Street. I can say that.
Queen Street. Okay.
Yes.
I went to Barracks Road Primary.
Wow.
So I'm very familiar with Queen Street.
Nice. The world is so small. So yes, I'm really encouraged. And I also just want to encourage you guys that you are on a journey, you're on a process, you're going through a process, and sometimes you feel hopeless, you feel like you're not making any sense. But I just want to encourage you with this song this evening that you are making sense. And the truth is, your process, your journey is beautiful. So if the host could just allow me to share my sound real quick.
You should be able to share now.
Okay, thank you. Right. Yes. Pardon me, everybody. Pardon me. It's time of technology. You have to do what you need to do. Oh, you may need to stop sharing so that I can share. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I'm trying. I'm not sure how to stop. Oh, all right. Sorry. Go ahead.
No problem. Okay. All right, here we go. Yeah. It's a blessing to see people with with their heads up to the sky still. But honestly, for the same people, life can be so real. Yeah, I'm amazed by all your strength, I am. And I'm grateful you come through. Yeah. So I take this time to stop a moment and to show my gratitude. For you, I put my lighter in the air for you. I see what you're doing, yeah, I see what you're going through. I put my lighter in the air, the truth is you're beautiful, beautiful. I put my lighter in the air for us. Everybody singing together, sing a new song. Put my lighter in the air for love. It's beautiful, beautiful. Many mighty ships are sinking. Many stars are falling down. And I can't go without saying that I thank God for you all now. Yeah, yeah. I can tell that you've been praying. My whole life has turned around. Yeah. And I can't go without saying that I thank God for you all now. For you, I put my lighter in the air for you. I see what you're doing, yeah, I see what you're going through. I put my lighter in the air, the truth is you're beautiful, beautiful. I put my lighter in the air for us. Everybody singing together, sing a new song. I put my lighter in the air for love. It's beautiful, beautiful. Everybody singing, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, man, put up the lights on them. Singing, yeah, 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 yeah. I love it. Say, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, I put my light in the air for you. I see what you're doing, yeah, I see what you're going through. I put my light in the air, the truth is you're beautiful, beautiful. I put my light in the air for us. Everybody singing together, sing a new song. Put my light in the air, the truth is you're beautiful, beautiful. One more time, everybody singing, yeah, 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 yeah. Come on, put it up. Come on, say yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Keep going. So God bless you, everybody. Keep going on your journey. Your journey is beautiful. Blessings.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Can we just send some?
I love that song.
Definitely. Can we just send a round of applause in the chat? Some lighter, some fire.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was going to jump in, but trust me, you never want none of that. After bad.
No man, still share it. It's beautiful. Still share it.
It was lovely. I love it.
And I'm seeing the chat light up, you know. That's really awesome. That's really great. At this time, we're going to have Rashani Palmer just coming in with the vote of thanks. Rashani, please to take center stage. Your journey is beautiful, definitely. Rashani, you can go ahead with the vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the UEMONA Students Commuting Office, we would like to extend a very hearty thank you to Mr. Deron Mitchell for your amazing performance, and we were truly moved by it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Palmer. At this time, we're going to have a video being shared by the commuting office. All right, so while the technical team starts out the video, just continue to sing along It was really a wonderful song. Your journey is beautiful. Keep going. I just love the encouragement. I just love how everyone is just, free spirited. Everyone is just encouraging each other, sharing really, really beautiful gems. And it's really an inspiration. And I really do hope that today, this evening, we'll all leave just feeling inspired. Our passion is just ignited more. And as we head on into the rest of the academic year, we'll find our purpose even more and we'll feel even more driven. It's really great how everyone is just sharing and it's just really wonderful. And we have Lydia Williams saying thank you. All right, here we have the video going. That's beautiful.
The Office of Placement and Career Services, UWI Mona. The department's aim is to assist UWI students in making a smooth transition to the world of work. How does the Office of Placement and Career Services assist students from their first year through to their final year? We assist students by offering services in self-assessment and individual career counseling, career exploration opportunities, job readiness seminars, job search and job referral assistance, internship coordination, resume and cover letter advising and reviews, job interview techniques and coaching, employment compensation package and negotiation advising, facilitating the Overseas Work and Travel Program by way of overseas work and travel agencies and scholarship coordination. Students can benefit from seminars, workshops, resume clinics, career exposition and job fair, mock interviews. Contacting the office is easy. We are located upstairs at the Office of Graduate Studies and Research, 20 Ring Road, UWI Mona. Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Be aware and plan your career.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And at this time, we're going to have some remarks by Ms. Carisha Lamar. Carisha.
So good evening, everyone. Good evening, Shauna, Chin. Thank you so much. I am thoroughly inspired by your comments, the way how you interacted with the students, how free they were to just share and interact and just have a good time on the platform tonight. I sat and I listened, and I'm from the West. I'm from Westmoreland, actually. And, I sat and I listened to everything that you were saying and, about the 5-year, 10-year goals and so forth. And, I always tell my students that when it comes on to goal setting, you don't necessarily have to have it all packed out. For me, I'm not a big writer. I don't write down everything, but in my head, I have that 5-year goal. But within 5 years, I have to start something new. So when I graduated from university, I said, within 5 years, I want to be doing my master's. Didn't reach there, but I got a job. And what I wanted to do my master's in initially, I didn't do it in it. I found another love. And when I did my master's in that, I said within 5 years, I have to get a job in my field because I wasn't actually in my field. And, I just keep pushing. And my next thing is to do my PhD. And so, 5 years have passed and I'm getting there. So it's more like a 10-year goal, but I set it 5 years that if we don't reach within 5 years, we'll get there eventually, right? So, thank you so much for sharing all of that. It was very inspiring. We have a lot of nuggets that we have taken from this, and I hope the students do follow you because I wasn't following you before. I know, I'm saying, hey, yeah, man, I need to get into this, right? So, and put on some notification to hear what more you have in store and how you can just help us to build. And, to my students tonight, I just want to say welcome to STEP. This is really the time for you to explore. In first year, you're coming out of first year. First year, you would have just been getting acclimatized with UE and, getting your foot in, learning the culture and so forth. but second year is a time when you explore and build out yourself. And here Ms. Chin spoke about your blueprint, and that's what STEP is, creating your blueprint for the next academic year into your final year. So some persons, you have a 3-year span at university. Some persons you have up to a 5-year span. You know, some others, you know, based on if you're part-time, full-time, doing med, you know, other career options. And so you want to start creating your blueprint in your second year. You want to get involved in campus activities, you know, build out your leadership capabilities. You want to be that person. So when you reach your third year, if you're going to be in your final year, you have something to offer the world. And so you don't have to be focusing on catching up on who you are and what you want to be in your third year, but you've already built that out. So you can just build on that going out into the work world. And even if you don't go to work with someone, second year is a space to start thinking about, how am I going to contribute to this world? Am I going to start a nonprofit organization? Am I going to start my own entrepreneurship business? You know, the pandemic is the time to do everything that you want to do, just live in your purpose at this time, you know, and I say that because this pandemic really hit us all. It just came and we weren't ready for anything at all that was thrown at us. And even in student affairs, you know, we realized that we could have been doing this a long time. We've had more success in this program than we've ever had. We're students, you know, we're in our 5th year of this program. And this year we actually had 200 students signing up. We've never had that before. And we had over 30 facilitators. We've never had that before, right? So I'm just saying that you can do anything. You just put your mind to it, just plan it out. You know, some persons are not writers, but you are that person that just have things in your head and you said, okay, I'm gonna work towards this. I'm gonna go for it. And so if you're not a writer, but you're just a planner in your head, you know, make it happen, make it happen. And so, you know, STEP will be your family for the next academic year. You have graduate students who have gone through this before, who are going to be your facilitators. You will have fellow students in your groups, you know, not more than like 8 persons in your group that you will just bond with and just, I love the word love up on, you know, in the virtual space, because we do need that, you know, we need somebody to just say, hello, you know, how are your day going? Or, you know, just something to encourage you. So I just say, you know, love upon your family, your new family, your STEP group, your facilitators, get engaged, man. Just soak in everything that you can. Ask questions, reach out, see how we can help you, see how you can help us, you know, to improve and grow. And so to my STEP family, welcome to Commuting Students Office, welcome to STEP. And I just say, as my final words, make sure you step out for 2021. All right?
Definitely, definitely. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I really just want to, you know, share the same sentiments and say many, many thanks to Ms. Shauna Chin once again. She really, really did share some very inspiration and some advice to each and every one of us. And I'm sure we'll all be taking them after this evening and just applying them in our academics, in our personal life, in our professional life, in just every aspect of our life, you know, that we can think of. You know, it's really great to see that, you know, someone can come and really inspire us, you know, to take on whatever it is, you know. And as Carisha shared, the STEP program, trust me, you're going to meet some wonderful facilitators, your peers as well too within that group. You guys are really just going to become a family. It's going to be a wonderful bond. You will share, trust me, just about anything. They're going to become friends, long-term friends too, if you want to say. So it's really great, really great. And speaking of the STEP program, we're just going to go right into testimonials. Firstly, we're going to hear from Denise Squire. Denise, you can just step forward and just share your testimony.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Hi, Denise.
Yes, I'm just here wondering what else should I say? I'm sure everybody is, ignited and excited now and ready to just get going with this program. I don't have much to say based on what was already said, but just want to say that if your interest and your passion that really brought you to this program is to discover yourself, to be bold, to step out of your comfort zone, to unleash your inner potential. If you have a need for career guidance, if you want to develop time management skills, if it's just your curiosity or your desire to have fun while growing, trust me, this is the right program for you. And just some tips: absorb as much as much of the information as you can. Absorb it, jot it down. Trust me, it is the information, it's so rich and it's applicable to your university life, and I'm sure it will be applicable beyond your university experience. And ask questions. No matter how silly the question sounds in your mind, trust me, I've learned that, I'm not the only one thinking about that silly question. Somebody else has it in mind, but probably afraid to ask. So ask the question. And there are just so many benefits to this program. You get the opportunity to network. See, even our presenter this evening, Miss Chin, you have her social media handle. You can reach out to her, even your fellow students, just build that network. And I just want to leave this final one, because there are so many other things I could say, but for my fellow introverts out there, don't be shy. Don't shy away from the opportunities to even give the vote of thanks. I'm looking back, I really see how that helped me to be less apprehensive to speak to persons, and especially in this public sphere. Trust me, it really helps. So I just hope that you'll all step out, in for 2021, as I'm sure this program will help to transform you into being a better version of yourself that you never knew existed. So all the best and have fun.
Thank you so much, Denise. Thank you so much for really sharing with us. And it really shows how great, how wonderful and effective and even impactful the program is. And we're just going to have Anwar Greenland.
You're welcome.
Yes, we're just going to have Anwar Greenland sharing his testimony as well.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Okay, great. All right, so my experience with the STEP program has been a great one. What you can definitely look forward to is more down-to-earth, interactive, and motivational speakers, just like Mrs. Chin today. So therefore, you will have the wealth and knowledge and all the help that you will need to develop and learn these skills. Pardon my video, I'm having some technical difficulties, so I will turn on. Also, all STEPS groups are assigned to mentors, right? So what I would encourage you to do is to take advantage of your mentors, speak with them, ask for help when you need to. They are there to help you along, so don't be shy, speak to them and ask for help when you need to. And also it's great for your networking, to have someone in a position higher above you that can help you and give you all the experiences that they have had as they have been in a particular part of their life. All right, so throughout this program also, you will, just as I have, learn planning skills, how to set your goals, how to achieve them as well. You will learn skills such as leadership, money management, and even giving back. I mean, giving back is such a crucial part of the human experience. And the other day I was just looking back on our Jamaican pledge, and I asked my WhatsApp contacts if anybody really remembered, and to my surprise, nobody remembered it. And it's such a beautiful pledge that encourages us to, to work creatively and generously and not to think selfishly. So that selfish part and playing our part in advancing the welfare, that is very crucial to me. So learning about the opportunities how you can give back, either through working with established organizations or developing your own. This is something that you will learn through the STEP program as well. And the work and travel program was also mentioned. They provide you or help you to get opportunities, for work. They will prepare you for the working world. I'm one of those lucky few who were able to be on campus, for however short it was. And I remember going to the student affairs office, and we were all in this little conference room, and we were given specific examples, resume template, and all that stuff to help us. That also will be a part of your experience with STEP. And another thing, when you get this wealth of information, it will only work if you put into work. So you have to put what you have learned into action for the program to benefit you. So don't just sit here and say, all right, I'm just here to sign the register so that I can have this on my UE transcript or what's not, but actually participate, put what you have learned into practice, and that's how you can benefit from it. Because it's not just skills, regarding to UE that you will be learning here. These are skills that you can apply to almost every aspect of your life. So when it is that you put these things into practice from now, when you learn them now, it is so much easier for you to develop healthier habits later down in life. And with nothing else to say, I can say the program has been fun. There will be some opportunities for you to have fun. And I enjoyed my time in the program.
Thank you so much, Anwar, and thank you so much, Denise. It's really great, guys, that we have past steppers here with us this evening. So please, I'm imploring everyone to just take the opportunity to ask them some questions. I know going into this program, you may be having a little bit of wonder what to expect, or some tips, and just take the opportunity. So I'm opening the floor for question and answers directed to our past steppers here with us this evening, Anwar and Denise. So whether it be on the YouTube, whether it be here on Zoom in the chat, just ask the questions, feel free to ask. It's really good to hear from them and what their experience was like. So just take the opportunity to ask. I'll just wait for a little bit less than a minute to see if anyone wishes to ask any question. All right, so even if you don't have your questions now, you can ask later on. And at this time, I am just going to invite the commuting team to take over at this moment, as the steppers here this evening will have the opportunity to meet their facilitators in their different breakout rooms. Please, once again, take the opportunity to know as much as you can and to just introduce yourself, get warm, start to build that family bond this evening with your facilitator. So commuting team can go ahead and let everyone meet and greet.
Okay, so we've created 33 rooms, and that's the amount of groups that we have this year. So I want you guys to just take the opportunity to select your room. So based on the step group that you're assigned to, you select that room. So if you were assigned to step 1, you'd select room 1. So you can just go ahead and assign yourselves. Thank you. And I must apologize to those who are on YouTube. Unfortunately, you'll not be able to meet with your facilitators via the platform tonight, but you can speak within your groups and see if there's a way for you guys to meet together. But I'm sure the facilitators have already initiated such a meeting, so you guys will be fine.
Which group is Shamar in?
Unfortunately, Shamar isn't in any of the groups, but a few of us will be hanging out here in the waiting room. So Shamar should be here as well.
That's my honey. I mean, he's a young man and growing into his own right, but that's Auntie Baby.
Shamar, you're on YouTube being called Auntie Baby. Where's Auntie Baby?
That's my baby. But he's a young man growing into his own right.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll acknowledge that.
Auntie Baby, where are you?
I was about to invite him to, come Auntie Baby. Show that.
He's gonna kill me now.
Okay, steppers, please remember to join the rooms. Has anyone joined yet? I've not seen any activity happening. What's going on? Why is everyone still here? You listening to Auntie Baby? Are you waiting to see who Auntie Baby is?
I'm wondering if they're seeing it though, the option to join.
You're not seeing it?
I don't know what starting is yet.
There we go. You guys seen them now?
Yes. Oh my God! So everybody heard the Auntie Baby.
Oh no, Shamar, I'm sorry. It was not me. It was your auntie. But I could just add to it. Shamar Watson, are you still there?
Mr. Watson, who is a young man, young
Mr.
adult
Shamar,
male.
Auntie Baby Watson, are you still here?
Not Shauna trying to make up for it. Like young man, Mr. Listen,
Mr. Watson.
Why is he hiding?
Auntie Baby, it's okay, you know. Everyone knows your name. We all know it's you. Come on, Auntie Baby.
I think this is such an amazing program.
Thank you.
Here, the university I went to, this was back in Detroit, and they had these, where you could join these sorority groups, right? Sororities for the females and fraternities for the male. It's pretty much STEP. It's pretty much a STEP program, which is like, just making sure you're harnessing the power of young people to step out pandemic, and just, moving forward into this world with such a powerful purpose, and so I'm really commending this group. It's amazing.
Okay, hold on. Someone's asking for help. Let me go see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Around this time last year, I was one of these kids running into one of these rooms. I'm trying to remember if we had that same opportunity, but just meeting my facilitator and just look at me now, here with the big kids, or big babies, I should say. Still can't hear anymore.
That's funny. He's never gonna get to live this down now.
No.
But that's the power of networking. You join a team, you join at the ground floor, and you just build and grow and network, and next thing you know, you're emceeing.
Definitely. And sometimes it's even way more than, you know, networking. You know, it also includes a lot of personal growth, because I wasn't really looking definitely to say towards networking. I was trying to just learn as much as I can going into my second year of, you know, the academic journey, because I'm saying, whoa, second year, this is really where the blueprint starts to soak in. This is where all of, you know, what I'm all about is, you know, unfolding. So I was anxious, and when I heard of the program, I'm like, yes, this is truly wonderful. To give me some insight on what to expect. And I got the networking, but I also got that personal development, you know, meeting with my facilitator and him just sharing his advice. Any questions I had, you know, he was just really there to, oh, I see Shamar in the chat. I just have to highlight, why is he saying nice?
Oh, Cavell just asked how many breakout rooms there. I think she said there were 33 breakout rooms.
Yeah, 33. So you're supposed to just join the one that you were added to. I think persons knew before and which group they're in.
Right. So once you're in the WhatsApp group, so if your WhatsApp group is, sorry, number 1, you join number 1. If your WhatsApp group is number 2, you join number 2. So what's the WhatsApp group that you're in, that's your number.
That's pretty good that you guys are even incorporating WhatsApp into this, because, you know, that's what Rashid and I were talking about earlier. Technology, everything is going computerized, you know, and we're utilizing all these apps and stuff in order to just move along in our daily lives.
That is true. That is true. You know, you never imagine that an app such as WhatsApp, you'd be conversing, you know, for business. You know, a lot has changed, and a lot of these platforms, they're really being used for more than what we can even imagine, because for a program like this, you know, you would really expect it to be, you know, a more face-to-face kind of, you know, encounter and so forth, but to see it being presented on this virtual space, it's really great. And it also shows too how, what would I say, how we can, in spite of the pandemic, how we can really adjust and find ways and find means, you know, and it's really great.
And that comes into place in, you know, putting your plan and thinking big, because in one of my acting coaches, Richard Lawson, he would teach us on Zoom because he would travel a lot. He's you know, an actor himself, but then he's married to Beyonce's mother. So he's like, them always a travel, like he's literally always gone. And so he would teach us from remote places, and we would physically go to class, but he would Zoom in. So we'd always had Zoom. So when this whole pandemic hit and Zoom was this whole big thing, we were like, okay, Richard.
We used this already. Been there, that.
He knew where it was going, but you really have to anticipate and see these trends. I tell people all the time too, when they see, you know, things happening on the news and TV, it's not just for watching the news, for consuming it, but analyzing these trends. You know, when they say Amazon is coming to Jamaica and Amazon has no approved for Jamaicans to be on the platform, that is a sense, okay, all right, you know, you need to start moving towards that kind of space.
Yes.
You know, everybody with this, you know, vaccine, whether or not to take the vaccine or not, I tell people, we're talking about the wrong thing. What we need to be talking about is, what new drugs are they coming on board? What are they going to use? When you hear them start talking about these drugs, now's the time for us to start buying stocks in those drugs. Because when they started talking about remdesivir and Plaquenil and all of these drugs, we're like, all right, let me see how much that costs, right? No, you can't even buy those stocks now because they're through the roof. Everybody, this is what the wealthy people are doing, right? They're looking and analyzing these forward trends, looking 10 years ahead. What's going to happen in 10 years? In 10 years, you're not going to be able to even purchase a portion of a stock for remdesivir, for Moderna, for Pfizer, for BioNTech. All of these things, we're in the middle of history. When Amazon was first out, nobody never paid attention. No, Amazon stock is worth 3,000 per share.
Yes.
When people were talking about Amazon, it was $1. Can you imagine them who have beat myself now with Amazon stocks?
Listen, I understand. I do understand because I look too into the investments, and sometimes I want to beat myself up because I really do hold myself. It comes down to the fear, but it's risk, yes, and I really just have to accept that. But sometimes we need to take the risk so we can get the big wins. Yes.
As well as now they have so many opportunities. Speaking of Rashid, somebody need to really friend up Rashid for me now. Somebody need to really friend up Rashid because Rashid, I'm about to really start make some money. They came out with an app, Robinhood, right? And I did a video on that too, because I was telling people, listen, this specific app, what they've done is change the whole way and landscape how people are investing, right? Now people can buy a fraction of a share. So if you only have $1 or say $20, right? So, or let me talk in Jamaican dollars. Say I have 200 Jamaican dollars, which 200 Jamaican dollars, everybody have because everybody dash with money, right? Everybody throw away $200 in Jamaica. When you have $200, you can literally use that $200 and invest in a fraction of any of those stocks that you and I were just talking about, right? Remdesivir, Plaquenil, whatever.
Listen, I am going to find you. I am going to find you on Instagram, and we have to continue this conversation because you get me all interested. And
that's funny.
Angelique, you might have to correct it to this because if I start, this now go down, and we're just going to continue and continue. So, Shana,
anytime.
We're going to pick it up. And
anytime.
I just want to invite back Angelique to just come in with the closing remarks. And it's really sad, but they say all good things must come to an end. And it's not really an end because the steppers, they'll be going now full on onto their journey into their second year with their facilitators with this program, to help them and to guide them along the way. And it's really good. So it's not really coming to an end, but just, really the start of something beautiful. So Angelique, you can go ahead.
Thank you, Danae. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who came out tonight, whether it was typing in the chat, unmuting your mic. Rashid, you're my new best friend. Taking Auntie's advice. And Ms. Shin, I just want to say thank you so much for leaving us with so many words of listen. You didn't just stick to one topic. You gave us everything in one. Like you gave us a full overview of what we'll be doing this semester as a part of the STEP program. And I don't think we needed anything better for that, for the launch. So this is the perfect segue into the program and what it is that we have to offer to the students this year. And I just want to say thank you. And then Darren just come out with his soulful, milky voice. Bless us, left me feeling beautiful. Like, he made me forget that we're in complete lockdown and we're unable to move because I was ready to go inside with my lights off. Like, thank you guys. Thank you. And then I know I said this already, but thank you so much. You've brought a lot of energy to your role, a lot of vibes. Like, I can't believe we've been sitting here for 2 hours. Like, I could listen to you guys. Exactly.
Oh my God.
Exactly. It's been 2 hours. We did it. Is it? Yeah.
We did it, Joe.
Is it 2 hours or what? I feel like I don't know.
Listen.
Or is it the time difference? I don't think. Is it the time difference? I think it's the time difference now. Has it been 1 hour or 2 hours? Can somebody tell in the chat?
Because
I don't know.
I joined at 4 and it's now 6.
Yes, it's 2 hours.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, but yeah, it's been 2 hours. There we go. I was right. See, it doesn't feel like it, does it? All right. So I just want to say, guys, I saw a lot of people in the participants list tonight. And we have a few more sessions coming up, and I want to see those numbers keep increasing. On the 27th, we'll be having another session on time and self-management. Even if you're not a part of the STEP program, these are open sessions, so everyone is welcome to join. So wherever you see the flyers or you see the link, just click it and register to be a part of it. That we don't turn anyone away from our open sessions. Even though you weren't able to get paired with a mentor and be a part of our WhatsApp groups, you are still able to reap the benefits of getting the wealth of knowledge that our presenters will have. You saw what Mission had to say tonight. Come on, guys. It doesn't hurt. The more you know, you don't know what you don't know until you know. And I feel like I'm going to end it there because I just felt very wise.
It's very nice. Very nice.
I think I'm gonna just stop the session right there. But as I said before, guys, my name is Angelique James, and I'll be the program coordinator for this academic year. I was the program coordinator last year, and it seems like I did a good job. I don't know, because I'm back. Come on, guys, let's keep doing it. Let's keep making the program bigger and better. And as I said before, come out to the sessions. You don't know what you don't know until you know. All right. I feel smart, Miss Judy. See what you did?
Very smart. Very step out. Very step out.
Step right out. And remember, guys, we're stepping on to 2021.
Love it.
That was a drop.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah. While the mic drops, because we're just going to let what Angelique said soak in before you leave, just say one word to describe how you're feeling leaving the meeting, no?
Empowered.
Definitely encouraged, inspired. Thank you guys so much again for joining. Enlightened, determined, inspired, encouraged. Thank you guys so much for joining. Remember to take part in the other sessions. They are just as wonderful, if not even more wonderful. Inspired, a lot of inspiration, yes. Bye, guys. Stay safe. Bye, guys.